Okay guys, I wanted to show you what I've been working on. I started dehydrating yesterday, and I've done 2 trays of blueberries. They look like little black pellets at this point. You can see there's the other tray. This is my Excalibur that my husband bought for us. I've got 2 trays of blueberries done, and I also did a tray of little green peas. And you can see they turned out quite nice. Almost like, well, exactly like those ones that you eat in the ramen noodles. Sometimes when you buy the little cup of soup and it has the ramen noodles. Well, I got a cup, as you can see, of these little green ones. These little green sweet peas out of what was a freezer bag of them. So you can tell, I mean, they really do shrink down in size. And the blueberries, I had 2 bags of blueberries, and I'll probably have a pint-sized jar or so out of those once I put them all in there. And I'm going to be working on strawberries. I'm not sure if the strawberries are going to work on this particular tray. I may have to get out my fruit leather tray because the strawberries were frozen in these little tub things here, and they've got sugar on them, so they're going to be really sticky when they go to dry, and I'm going to have to like chisel them off there, I guess. But I tried rinsing them a little bit, and that might help some. But I'm going to start on those next. Oh, and I also did some jalapeno seeds in there. I cooked some jalapeno peppers yesterday. They were actually delicious. I'll have to make y'all a video up on how I did it one day. It's kind of funny, though. It's a labor of love because I ended up having to get a handkerchief and put it over my nose because they were steaming up the kitchen and running us all out of here. I was coughing like terrible, and so were the kids, and so it was kind of funny actually. But I got the seeds from those, and I'll plant those, I guess, and see if anything comes out of them. And if not, that's fine. I didn't spend any money on it. So I'm going to give that a try, and I'm going to put these into some mason jars here, some Golden Harvest mason jars, and then I'm going to seal them with the vacuum sealer on the what is it called? Well, it's a vacuum sealer. The Food Saver, yeah. And it's got a little vacuum sealer attachment, and we have the little lid that pops on top of the mason jar. And so I'm going to seal those up in there once I get them all in the jars. But I will not bother y'all to show you all of that, I don't think. Actually, I might. Let me see. I found my little tripod. Let's see how this works. Woo! Tripod unsteady. Okay. I think I have to tighten it down. Aha! I have the little tripod. Okay, so I'm going to pour those in there. And to seal these, you have to kind of take the ring off. You put the little lid on top. I don't have quite a whole jar. I might have to do another bag of those to fill that up. But I'm going to vacuum seal that just as is. And then I'm going to take this other jar. Oh, a couple little guys got stuck on the side. Come here, guys. They make me think of those French peas off of Veggie Tales. Anyway, now when you're pulling these things up, it can get a little tricky for you. You have to be careful not to dump them on the floor because they want to kind of go pinging around the room. What I like to do is I like to kind of tilt up my trays into like a funnel. You can see it kind of comes apart so you can wash them and whatever. But I like to tilt it into a funnel shape and then move the frame out of the way. And then I take and put the funnel shape into my measuring cup or my jar or whatever it is. But if you can see this, they're kind of sticking to the sides, especially if they have sugar in them at all. They'll do this. So you have to take your fingers and kind of scrape along the sides. Let me raise this up just a bit so you can see what I'm doing. You have to raise it up and kind of rake your fingers across here to get the little blueberries into the cup. And then once you've gotten them off where the natural sugars have stuck them onto there, you can kind of measure and see how much you got and put it into a little mason jar, whatever. These are stained with blueberries, so I'm going to have to rinse these off before I do my strawberries, which is what I have coming up next. I'm going to dehydrate some strawberries, and I'm hoping, if I'm feeling good enough tonight, that I might also do some canning of some turkey and chicken poultry broth. I put some turkey neck, those turkey necks that I got on sale, and the chicken necks, and I've made some broth with it. And I've also I'm gonna take the meat off of there as well. I kind of like to scrape these toward the middle if I can, if they'll turn loose. They usually do. Some of them get a little stuck, so that they're not, you know, just flying off in every direction when I try to pull this thing up, because it does tend to stick a little bit. You can see where the sugars have gathered in the shape, really, of the pattern of the supports underneath, and there's a lot of that sticky juice on there, so I'm going to have to rinse that off before I put anything else down on here. But you really save a lot of space. All this stuff was in my freezer, just taking up all kinds of space, and I need to go and clean out my freezer, so I was thinking, well, I can take all this fruit out of there and dehydrate it, and I'll have all that room in my freezer. And it's really a kind of a pain to use your fruit out of the freezer anyways, because it's frozen in this big block and it's hard to use. You know, you have to wait for it to thaw, or worse yet, thaw it out in the microwave, and that just destroys the nutritional value. So I thought, well, I'll just dehydrate this, which will save the nutritional value in the product, and I can vacuum seal it so that they don't go bad, you know. And even if the power goes out or anything like that, I still have my fruit saved. And I've been looking online at some of the cost of these things, and they're really expensive for the dehydrated fruit and stuff like that, like $27 for a number 10 can. That's a lot of fruit though. But if you look, I've got a cup out of this, and that was 2 bags of blueberries, and the blueberries were really tiny. Some of them were. Some of the store-bought ones that I got were big and plump, and some of them were really tiny. So I just let it run overnight so that I was sure to get it all dehydrated down really good. I'm going to take and put these in here. Uh-oh, I'm losing a few little guys. Get back in there. And when I get done with this, I'll go to the vacuum sealer and do that. Alright. Now I'm doing all this on the Excalibur. I'm not sure which particular number it is or what have you. My husband's the one that ordered it offline. I can't even remember where he got it from. But you can see there I got about 3/4 of a mason jar full of blueberries. So I'm going to use these blueberries in pancakes, muffins, and good stuff like that. And that will be really tasty and yummy. I'm just going to pop the lid on right here, and then I'm going to go over to the I'll have to clear out some space over there, and I'm going to use the vacuum sealer to finish those off.